Some people said that Gary is pussy whipped, Baba Booey. How humiliating for Gary to have to admit that his wife wears the pants in their house. I would love to hear Mary's opinion on this topic.
Hey, now.
How does she feel when the whole nation knows that her husband is pussy whipped? I love when this topic comes up. It just amazes me. Other people thought I was too mean. 90% said Howard is messed up and should leave Gary alone. Howard, leave Gary alone just because he's a real father or doesn't want to end up like your father who never paid attention to you. And now you know no other way to live but the life your father showed you. Here's another one. You just don't get it. Gary's a good father and husband. You weren't. That's why you're divorced. You can't babysit your own kids. Here's another one. You guys really pissed me off this morning. The point you guys are sorely missing is that Gary enjoys spending time with his children, something Howard and that total moron Stuttering John refused to admit on air. And I can't even believe Howard really admits how selfish he was in his own defunct marriage. Ugh. I love Howard and usually see his point of view, but you guys are way off base today. Stop badgering Gary. Here's another one. Howard is a horrible father. His father was a horrible father. Some people actually enjoy spending time with their kids. Here's another one. Howard and Stuttering John are just human ATM machines. And John isn't much of one. He's way cheap. My husband and I laugh at how stupid Susanna must be for being such a doormat. Wow, she didn't even feel she could buy a winter coat for herself with John's money.
I was going to say, if John's an ATM machine, someone call a mechanic.
John sounds like a nightmare to live with. She still rubs his back even though his ass stinks up the room. Yikes. To sum up, Howard sees his kids as a drag, and so does John. Your kids might not even have to go to therapy to figure out why their father was such a jerk to them growing up. I purposely read all these emails because, A, I spent tons of time with my kids. My point to Gary was... Listen, I'm a guy who went home every day at 11 o'clock, and yeah, I had a lot of work to do. Don't get me wrong. I was the sole support of my family. But as far as being there, I was with my kids from the time they got home from school to the time I went to bed, which about 8 or 9 o'clock. And I was there with the kids and spent lots of time with them, had a lot of good times, but I didn't sit there and not get help from my wife. I wasn't going to do that. I demanded it. I was busy doing 2 jobs then. I had to work. I had to make a living.
You didn't go home and do chores.
No, absolutely not. That's my point.
That's what the whole point is. They're saying because Gary gets intimately involved, he actually has things that he has to do for his kids. He's a better father.
Yeah, he's not. Gary acts as the nanny. I mean, that's my point. He's cooking all the meals. His wife could be doing these things.
He's doing all the carpooling.
In fact, if anything, she's keeping him away from his kids. He's so busy doing chores.
No, that's what they consider parenting, when you're doing chores for the kids.
I sat there and talked with the kids. I would watch their shows and plays and things they do in the house and be around. What this guy goes home and does is puts in a full day of ladies' work.
I cook one meal this month, and you say, and suddenly I'm cooking all the meals.
I'm sorry. I'm using that as an example, but there was a lot that you do at home that are chores that your wife should be doing because you're out working.
Like I take my kids to lacrosse, I take them to baseball. Those are chores?
No, that's fun stuff. That's not the bad stuff.
But that's what you guys were good for.
I took my daughters to karate. I took my daughters all over the place, to friends' homes for play dates. It was my pleasure to do that as a father.
But you goof on me even
but you, no. You have
a shopping. You're doing everything.
You're doing all the chores of the household. Your wife should be doing them. And you know it.
a bunch of them.
Sometimes. And sometimes she yells at you. My wife, I never got up early while my wife slept in bed. I wasn't doing that. I woke up every morning at 4 o'clock when I lived on Long Island. I wasn't getting up Saturday morning or Sunday morning. It wasn't going to happen.
The other thing is that if she was going to not do her job, she made sure she had a replacement for the person.
That's the way it goes.
Her job. Gary's the replacement.
Yeah. You're the guy who gets up. Hey, Saturday morning, you had to be up at the crack of dawn to get the kids together.
Can I ask a question? And I'm not deflecting here, but I'm curious for Fred. Fred, what's your level of involvement now that you're a father?
I'll give you my Saturday morning. My Saturday morning is I went to the gym and I took a motorcycle ride.
Yes, because the guy...
So what was your Sunday morning?
No. I didn't get up Sunday morning. I mean, I get up at 7 because I normally get up, but my wife got up at 6:45 to feed the baby.
Yeah, of course.
I'm just checking. I'm just checking.
Your old man sat there and did all these chores?
I told you the greatest story ever was when Jackson was first born, we went to my in-laws' house, and it was like a Sunday morning, and I was up with Jackson at like 7 in the morning. My father-in-law got up at 8 o'clock, and he just woke up and he goes, "What are you doing?"
It's as if you're speaking a foreign language.
See, you confuse everyone, Gary.
He's just throwing off the whole system.
My father-in-law, he goes,
I mean, if Mary was the type who was a big earner and was out there, you know, paying for the house and everything, and you were sitting home on your ass, I'd tell you to get up and start taking care of the kids. But, you know, I love my kids, and I spent a lot of time with my kids. But, you know, I mean, I was home all the time. But I wasn't running around like a chicken with his head cut off, hopping to every time my wife told me to do something.
You know what? Here's another
I remember when Emily was first born. I mean, I came home one day, and my wife said to me, "You have to go food shopping." I said, "It's not going to happen. I don't even know what you're talking about. It's as if you're speaking a foreign language to me. I'm not going any food. Well, what are you going to do?" I said, "I'm going to go upstairs and work and earn money for this family. And then I'm going to, if I get tired because I've been doing it all morning, I'm going to rest."
It is odd. When my old man got home from climbing roofs all day, he would sit there and eat a veal and pepper sandwich with his eyes closed. And we were not allowed to talk.
That's right.
My mother would make him a nice sandwich, and he would eat it, and he would have his eyes closed.
The kids talk through your meal?
Of course. I do. I actually remember one of the biggest arguments that you and Allison ever had.
Right.
Which I thought was funny, which was telling. You went to play tennis with a bunch of friends.
Right.
And she called you and said, "When are you coming home?" And you're like, "Don't ever do that again."
Yeah, because it becomes a habit.
You gotta break that early.
I had 5 minutes of I didn't get to do anything all week. I had an hour to participate in a game I hate. You know, if you start calling me during that, I'm sunk.
But Gary's problem is now he's doing all that, and he's still not doing great.
Let me ask you something. What percentage of household chores do you do? Be honest. 50?
What do you call
50-50 split?
What do you call household chores? I don't vacuum.
Right.
I don't clean anything.
Does she do? Well, you wash the dishes after dinner.
You know what? Here's the deal. I don't wash the dishes after dinner, but if there's dishes up there and she's running around doing something, I'll do them because I feel like doing them. Mm-hmm. It's not like it's my job.
So what do you do? 30% of the chores?
I know what you're calling chores, but that sounds about right.
You have duties after work. You definitely know you have things you have to do once you get home, right?
When you get home today, you got stuff to do, right?
When I get home today, mostly what I have to do is just to hang out with, to play with the kids. Like Jackson wants to play baseball in the backyard,
right.
So I'll do that.
All right, okay. All right.
But I don't have to do the laundry.
What if you're tired? Do you get a break?
No.
No.
Right. You have to do it.
What percentage of your job does Mary do?
None.
0.
Right.
Okay.
No, I'm not even
Try using that logic when you're sitting there getting your ass beaten by your wife.
Mary never hits Jackson Fungos in the backyard?
No.
Exactly.
Here comes Mr. Ultimate Husband.
Here comes the ATM
you know what,
machine.
Gary, the weird thing is, it's like you're playing it now, but you complain about doing this stuff.
I complain about doing stuff.
You won't do it here,
yeah,
but he does.
I mean, you complain off the air, so why is it
Hold on. I have complained. I complain about things once in a while, but if I complain once, you guys take it to mean that I hate doing every single thing.
Dude, every one of us has seen you when we have a little party at someone's house. You're the one. Mary sits there with a drink while you run around with the kids.
See, but that's something that happens once.
More than once.
No. We've had people call in and tell us about it.
Where's that happen?
When they see you at the pool.
I mean, come on. You don't get to sit for a minute like a king. She's got to get off her ass and run around. And you know, it's good exercise for her. You're Mr. Mom.
What, John?
No, it's just
John's tongue starts moving.
No, it's just because it's not like listen. We all commiserate about different things.
You're the nanny.
No, I told you that there are certain things.
You've been very upset about some of these things.
He is upset. Now he's acting cool about it.
Once in a while I'm upset about some things, but do I come in every day and complain every day? No.
No, you gave up.
If I complain to you once every 2 weeks, you think that it's the whole thing's a misery to you.
Yeah, because it all comes to a head. I mean, these things build up, and then you complain to us like once every 2 weeks. So I'm assuming that takes at least 3-4 days to build up to you.
He's absolutely right.
You're wrong.
Okay. Well, you're downplaying it now because you're ashamed. But I'm trying to say to the people who wrote the email.
Shame was long ago.
You know.
Shame was that first
To the people who wrote the email, John's point is correct and mine is correct. He complains. He has nosebleeds and headaches. He smokes nonstop like a chimney.
Again, not true.
He overeats.
Semi-true.
Okay. He's very depressed.
Your wife considers your appearances like fun.
Fun.
Yes, that's true.
You're not even appreciated for the work you do. Let her make an appearance and have nothing to do like you do.
Nobody's paying her.
Right. He shows up at these appearances, people stare at him, do something, and he does nothing, and it's embarrassing.
But it's just weird because we feel bad about him. Like you'll tell me, and I feel bad that you're going through this, and then we bring it up in the air, and then you get mad at us for bringing it up.
No, I don't. I mean, so listen, before we went to Vegas, I talked about stuff. I mean, sometimes I'm pissed, and I'll admit to it. But
John's wife appreciates the fact that he goes out and does stand-up because it brings more money into the home. Your wife does not appreciate that you go out and make extra money. Let's face it, you don't get praised for that. You don't walk in the door and go, she goes, oh, my God, you just brought home money. Go upstairs and go to sleep. I'll take care of the kids. She waits for you to come home. The car pulls out of the driveway 4 minutes later, and she's out the door.
Gary,
it's ridiculous.
Do you ever get the feeling, and be honest, that you're like the enemy sometimes to your wife?
Sure.
Yeah. That's ridiculous.
Well, that's what I was trying to say. He's not even, after everything he does, he's not a hero.
And he's convinced that she's right.
My wife wrote me a letter when I bought the condo.
He's a battered husband.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. The guy is.
My wife wrote me a letter when I bought the condo. Said, thank you so much for buying this. This was the greatest thing. I would love you so much and all this.
Right.
Did your wife do that when you bought that new mansion?
It's not a mansion. No, she didn't write me a letter, you idiot.
Listen, I got news for you. I'm divorced, and I still think my ex-wife should write me letters thanking me for the lifestyle I provide. I'm serious.
In all fairness.
In my mind, there was no other sucker who was going to go out and make that kind of dough. But you're married and you're not getting it. I understand after a divorce she's not going to praise me. But you're married. Where's the praise? Where's the appreciation? Where's the, oh, my God, you just spent your whole weekend working and flying all over the country. Now I want you to rest. Dude, this is not going to be right.
And he forgets that he told us, if he gets something, he knows he has to pay out something more.
Yeah.
Like, if he gets an evening, she has to get an evening.
Yeah, I mean, what is that?
That's
ridiculous.
Thank you.
Gary, I saw you in Vegas. You were working your ass off. You were like,
you did.
You were so stressed out.
You did a great job.
Did a great job. Let me ask you, when you got home, did you get like, I don't know, like something, did she like cook for you and do your back? And
of course not.
Like thank you?
Because in her mind, in the Gary Mary marriage, she thinks he was out in Vegas having a party.
I know.
He was on vacation.
The guy was working his ass off. Did he get to go to a strip club? Sure he did.
But he had to work.
But he was working non-stop. I know, I saw. He worked harder than I did.
Yeah, maybe I should stop coming home and say that, like, I ate at Nobu, and, because that makes it sound fun.
No. Tell her you got... screw that. Tell her you absolutely ate at Nobu. You know why you got to eat at Nobu? Because you were working your ass off.
That's right. That was
but also,
some little reward.
Don't hide what you had to do.
He also did a Toyota appearance.
Right.
That you had to sit at for 2 hours. Yeah, and 5 people showed.
And that's the whole thing.
You were sick the whole time you were there. You were getting shots of B12 in your ass.
Sick as a dog.
And what part of that was fun? Oh, because you were in Las Vegas?
Well, that's part of the explanation is, like, I'll go out and I'll do Hollywood Squares. And that's fun. There's no doubt. But for every Hollywood
Let her get one.
There's, a car dealership in Cleveland and a...
No, hold. You go on Hollywood Squares, and it's pressure.
It is. But it's still enjoyable.
You like to do it.
I like to do it.
You like to do it.
Doesn't mean it's not work.
There are aspects of your job that are enjoyable, just like aspects of her household chores are enjoyable.
I always say that one of the biggest things for me is that I actually love my job. Maybe there'd be more sympathy if I hated my job.
Well, go home.
Yeah, but you hate doing appearances, don't you? Don't you hate doing like
I'd rather not do them.
Yeah, but you do them for what?
Her.
For money.
Yeah, that does what?
Pays for stuff at the house.
Yeah, so thank you for
camp and pools and kids.
What is she doing? She gets 8 hours of sleep a night. You don't. Right?
I haven't counted, but when John said that the other day, I was thinking about that. John goes, I bet she's getting 8 hours a day.
Oh, yeah.
Of course she is.
Dude, you are so backward in this relationship. And I know people wrote me saying, oh, Gary's a good father. You weren't. They had to attack me. I am a good father.
No, I think you're a better father now.
I am. I mean, listen. It's a weird situation being divorced. It's not the ideal situation where I would, be home every day. But the fact of the matter is, I think that I'm a good dad. Could I be better? Sure. Could I spend 24 hours a day with the kids? Yeah, if I didn't work, I could.
See, I think you're a very good dad.
There's
a lot of people living
because you couldn't afford it.
Right. There's a lot of people living off of my hard work and having a great lifestyle, and I consider that the ultimate contribution, more so than anything. And your kids will say to you when they grow, "Oh, I don't care about material things." When they say that to you, say, "Then give me everything back, and let me see how you don't care about it."
You know why they can say that? Because they had everything.
Because they have everything.
If you never had it,
That's right.
A lot.
You tell them,
and you're providing a great lifestyle. And, dude, don't discount that. Let me see somebody make the kind of scratch you're making. Let them go out and do it. Let Mary go out and do it. And you got to put your foot down already. This is crazy.
In fact, you ought to go home. You know what he ought to do? Mary, you're right. I do want to spend more time with the kids. I do want to do more at the house. So that means you're going to have to get a job.
Yeah, get off your ass and work.
Yeah. Because I'm going to cut back.
I'm going to cut back. Give me back the cell phone. Cancel the tennis lessons.
Tell your kids,
exactly.
Tell your kids instead of learning your first names, I worked. I worked for a living.
Yeah, that's your new name. I work for a living. Kids don't realize what that is, what a sacrifice that is. But how much money you put into this, and how much time and sweat.
Do you see me, as a general rule, do you think of me as a lazy person?
No.
No way. No way.
But you're seeing that way at home.
No, I don't think, no, I'm not saying that.
Oh, yes, you will.
He thinks you're lazy.
I'm saying that I think that, I could be the kind of guy, listen, I could work here, right, and not go out and do appearances, and we could live a lower lifestyle.
That's right.
Perfectly fine.
Right. And tell her, by the way, every time she complains, say, listen,
wait,
I'll stop doing appearances, but here's what you're going to have to cut back on. You got to talk turkey, like in business. This is a business arrangement marriage. Trust me, that's all it's come down to.
Gary, has she ever called you lazy?
No.
Never?
Never.
You work like a donkey in a coal mine.
But
what
he
part
could
of you
at
is lazy?
least take out the trash.
Yeah, you could at least take out
the least you could do, she says. He takes out the trash. She goes, it's the least you could do. The least you could do. Let me see you get another guy to support you like this.
No, but this is after he bathed the kids.
Yeah, that's right.
And put them to bed.
Yeah, but that's his regular chores.
But, how did she get that stuff that's thrown away in the garbage?
Yeah, all that remnant is his hard work.
There's people who would love my garbage.
Look, my point is, you love your kids, you love your wife, that's all great. But you need a union rep to work out some new workload for you. Yeah. And you know what? The saddest thing is, you're believing her line that, you know what, Gary, you don't really do that much. Dude, you're doing it all.
You know, Howard,
you're doing it all.
You are Father of the Year.